Welcome to the Beloved Plant channel. Watch this video if you want to learn how to recover your Monstera from leaves turning black or leaves turning yellow. I have this other channel in Portuguese where people from Brazil are asking me about Monstera Deliciosa leaves turning black. I've observed this problem here with my Monstera Minima, not the Deliciosa, but I am 100% sure that the hints in this video are going to help you with any plant. If you look at my plant with me, you're gonna see a yellow leaf here with brown marks. It's gonna turn black. The last black leaf I had has dropped a while back, and I still see some black edges here and there. I have two branches of this plant, and this is the problematic one. Let me just remove the remaining part of the black leaf. You'll see this other leaf, it's basically gone, and the other ones will follow. They're very droopy. There are no roots whatsoever. I left this in water for over a year, I would say, and unfortunately it did not recover. The other branch responded a lot better. Here it is. This was the part that was dipped in water, and these roots were developed in water. It's different from roots developed in air. Do you see here? These are more adaptive um, to the compost. I lost every leaf in each one of these nodes, and then I have new branches shooting off of the sides. Do you see here? Yeah, so this is a new branch, and every time you leave the branch in horizontal position, it's gonna shoot off new branches from the sides, and this is very useful. This happens to most plants that would creep or crawl. You can do that, and that will help you propagate as well. I will take you through the steps of planting this plant later on in the video, but if you're here for a quick answer, let's talk about what could be causing this in your plant, right? This is generally related to something that is preventing the plant from absorbing what it needs, water, nutrients, etc. So I always relate it to a problem in the root system, which yes means you're gonna need to take your plant out of its pot. And if that's not something you want to do, I have a tip for you later. But this one, as you can see, the root is rot. It's rot. It's breaking in my hand. These white spots here in the branch, by the way, this is salt from the water, so it's not fungus, it's not a bug. But you need to investigate what's wrong with the root system, and that's only possible if you take it out of the pot or out of the water. The reasons why the roots have gone could be several. It could be the wrong watering, it could be larvae or any other bugs consuming your root system in the pot. Repot it. That's the best you could do. And then you could say, oh no, look at the size of my plant. I live in an apartment. It would be a mess. This is huge. It's hard to replant. There's something you could do. Let me tell you about this. So do you see here? Okay, this is the Monstera Deliciosa. This is the Adansonii, and you can see a yellow leaf here. It's bright yellow. There's no green spot in it anymore. So normally when you have a leaf like this, the next leaf would already be presenting signs that it's gonna turn yellow as well. And I don't see that in this plant. It's pretty healthy, right? So when you see a yellow leaf, the impulse is to just take it away and get rid of it. Leave it. Leave it in your plant until you can see what was going to happen to the next leaf. If you look at this pothos with me, the first leaf of the branch is entirely yellow as well, so we need to look at what's happening next. It has roots, so it's not rot, but it's not liking something. So this is bright yellow, and the next leaf is already showing signs that it will turn yellow. If I don't do anything with it, all the leaves will drop. They will all become yellow. And this is happening to all the branches in this pot. You see, it's kind of gloomy. The leaves are kind of gloomy. It kind of needs watering. I've forgotten it for a while. So you see, several leaves here turning yellow. This plant will be gone soon if I don't take it out of here. And in this case, the roots are a bit too big. I think this plant needs more space, and it definitely needs more water. By the way, something else that is needed in this case here is feeding the plant, right? So just give it a boost because it's been having some issues absorbing nutrients. So let's give it a boost so we can make it. A little piece of warning, you need to be patient. So a plant like this, you can see that the leaves are all turning yellow. It's kind of mushy, it's kind of droopy. I am going to lose all these leaves. I'm pretty confident that this is going to happen. This is a side branch, although it seems like it's part of the main branch. It's actually a side branch, and this is the part of the plant that it's going to make it. If you look at the healthy branch here, I lost every leaf in every node, and then after some time, I actually thought I had lost the plant, but it started shooting off these side branches that you see over here, and I think I might actually get some more branches after planting this like here. So just be very patient. It could take a while. I think the healthy branch took at least 6 months to recover in water, but it was fall when I put it there. So just be patient. So I've delivered the main message of the video, but if you want to learn some non-obvious tips to make monsteras thrive, stay right there. Let's do this together. I'll be using this bowl over here. I actually had my Monstera Deliciosa here, but it wasn't thriving. I changed it. I repotted it for the fourth time last month. It's much happier now. This was too shallow for it, and it's just gonna be perfect for the recovery of the Minima. It has no holes, as you can notice, and if you're starting with plants, maybe that's not the best choice for you. Pick a pot with holes in it because you want to really water it well and let the water drain out of the pot. I'm going to fill this bowl with compost and cocoa coir. You can use coconut chips. You can use pretty much anything that is going to help with aeration of the soil. It's really important that air flows as much as possible and for the water to drain as well. And I will use garden compost, nothing specific. Here are my cocoa coir bricks. I'm just gonna fill it with water and let it dissolve and then mix it with the compost. You don't need any specific brand. This is the brand that I'm using, Playground or something, but they should all do the trick. It's cocoa coir. Can't be hard. So you fill this with water and then this brick will dissolve. You can try to break it to speed things up. Some people like to wait for it to get dry before you mix it with compost. I really couldn't care less. I've never had problems from mixing it wet. The thing is that, if I took it like this, it could still continue to expand in the pot and then, I could have a bit of a mess. So maybe that's the advice. Let it dissolve. This is what it should look like immediately after me mixing it with water and trying to break it a bit. It's not 100% wet, but anyway, it's good enough and I'm gonna take it home now. When you're putting it in the pot, try to leave this at the surface and don't cover it with the compost because it actually does photosynthesis. This little green here works. As a matter of fact, here in Europe, if you're trying to buy monsteras of rare species, sometimes they would just sell you a piece of the cane, a section of the cane, and then out of that node, a leaf would emerge at some point at your own risk, of course. But anyway, this is a true thing. So try not to bury it too deep if you can. So these branches are kind of fighting to stay out of contact with the compost. It's just their form. So I kind of need to give it a push somehow, and I'm gonna use wire, some thick wire that would help me make it stick to the compost. And later on, we're gonna give it some more help and make the compost reach the branch as well. I've made two hooks with the wire and they are consistent enough not to bend when I try to bury them a bit deeper. I just don't know the exact dimension, sorry. But anyway, you would know that it's right enough. That's what I mean. Anyway, you're gonna do this and this is gonna help a lot. I do this to all of my plants, to be honest, the ones that would creep. This works like a charm. The plant is here in my utility room for a few days already. I'm just gonna use this spoon to try and make the compost reach the nodes where I have some root. The roots are tiny, especially for this plant that is not doing so great. So I'm gonna I will give it as much help as it possibly can, but this is kind of my last step. Now we need to give it time, all right? Although the way this video looks like while I'm editing reminds me a bit of the Blair Witch Project, I hope you can disregard that, and I hope the tips that I gave you will help you somehow.